Hi guys, it's Rob from Rollerballs. It's been about 2.5 months now since the shipment arrived from Justin Kabelka in the USA. Arrived on Valentine's Day back in February. So let's take a look and see how they're doing. Before I do that, a shout out to Andrew Monday at Ruby Royals 101. That's his logo up there. He's also on Facebook and Instagram. I'll leave links in the description below. But Andrew has been a great supporter of mine for quite some time, and we've had some very interesting discussions over Facebook Messenger, so I thought I'd give him a little bit of a shout out there. So there you go, Andrew. Okay, so back to the imports from Justin. Okay, let's start off with this superb looking guy. This is my Pastel Highway het for clown male, and you can see that he is eating really well. He's got really nice and chunky, but his colours are still very, very bright. What a superb looking snake this is. This is the gravel yellow belly combo being het for clown. I think that gives you an idea of what I'm going to be doing with this guy. The problem with breeding this male is that some of his offspring are going to be yellow belly and some of his offspring are going to be gravel, and it's going to be really hard to tell them apart unless I pick a pairing that enables me to do that. So we'll be thinking about that over the next couple of months as we go into next season, and I'll be finding a nice female to pair this guy with that helps me to try to identify what some of the offspring might be. Otherwise we'll end up with a bunch of gravel or yellow belly offspring that I can't identify. So this is my Pastel Highway het for clown, and this guy here, again a male. If you take a look at the head stamp, let's see if we can just zoom in on the head stamp there, because this is the giveaway. Obviously this is an ivory, so a super yellow belly, but the head stamp is slightly yellowish and there's some black coloration in there. So this is an Enchi Cypress ivory possible black head. Let's just zoom out again. He is about to go into shed, so he's looking a little bit grubby at the moment. The ivory is not the cleanest of whites on this guy. So this is a snake that I purchased to try to get Cypress into my project. So he'll be going to some clowns as well, obviously, and there is some talk of Cypress and red stripe being an allelic combination, and I will have red stripe in my clown project. So we'll be working with this guy to try to add Cypress. Cypress on its own is a great gene, but when you add it to clown, the effect it has on clown is to make everything really, really bright. So this is my Cypress Enchi possible blackhead ivory, and it's a male. Again, you can see he's eating really well. He's put on quite a bit of weight since he arrived. All the snakes arrived looking pretty skinny, but they're all eating really well and thriving. Next one up is this girl who was in the shipment from Justin but actually came from Aussie Boyd, so you can guess that this is Orange Dream. This is Orange Dream het pied, and she's a female, and you can see if you watched my original video when she arrived that again, just look how chunky she is now and how much she's grown since she arrived. She's really getting nice and thick. The colours are coming out really nicely. So this female has grown tremendously since she arrived. Great eater. It's a female, so we'll be using this in my Orange Dream Yellow Belly pied projects, since she is het for pied, and at some stage either from her offspring or next year we'll be putting her to an Orange Dream male to try to produce some super Orange Dreams. So this is Orange Dream het for pied female, and she's doing fantastic. She's growing really, really well. Okay, this is probably a surprise for you guys. Believe it or not, this is the red stripe clown female from Justin Kobelka. This is the most expensive snake in my collection, red stripe being a really trendy gene to have at the moment, and I purchased this female to put into my Pompeii project. I don't have red stripe, so I went the extra mile and purchased this red stripe clown female. When she arrived, she was quite large but very skinny, and she has been eating like a dinosaur, and she is now just look at the size of her now. She is going into shed again. She's growing so fast. There you can see the head stamp on this girl now, but you can see how chunky she's got compared to what she was when she arrived. And this girl is now about, I would guess, looking at her, about 800 grams already. I need to zoom out so that you can see that. So here she is. This is my red stripe clown female, and this is the surprise of the bunch because she has just grown enormous in the time I've had her, eating really well. So I'm guessing this girl will be ready to breed next season, which will be awesome. So there she is, the red stripe clown female. Now let's put these two animals out together. These are the two desert ghosts that I brought in from Justin. The female on the left here is a yellow belly desert ghost, and again she was a brand new hatchling when she arrived, probably only about 100 grams, and she's at least double that weight now, and she's a really good eater. The colours are getting really bright as she sheds out and grows up. So that's the female desert ghost. It's a yellow belly desert ghost. And then this guy here, you will remember from my original videos, that this is the guy that got the eye infection. This is the leopard lemon blast desert ghost, and let me just give you a close-up look. There you go. You can see now that he is completely healed. He's eating really well, and also growing just fine. So this is the pair of desert ghosts that I brought in. Big plans for these guys, and obviously this male here is going to be busy producing hets in the meantime, waiting for the desert ghost female to grow up, and ultimately we'll be putting desert ghosts into our clown projects as well. So these are two additional snakes here, the leopard lemon blast desert ghost male and the yellow belly desert ghost female, and they are looking absolutely awesome. Really pleased with these two snakes. Can't wait to start working with them. Just look at the brightness and cleanliness that Desert Ghost brings. Just awesome snakes. And the final snake from that bunch of imports is this Asphalt male. He's Asphalt het for clown and het for pied, so we've got a double het Asphalt male, which is going to be really useful moving forward. I want to put Asphalt obviously into my clown projects, but also I'll be looking at producing freeways at some stage down the line, freeway being Asphalt and yellow belly together, and this guy is the Asphalt side of things. He is also growing really well. He ate yesterday. You can see how chunky he is down here. He's got a nice big rat inside him there, and this guy was also extremely small when he first arrived, but he's also growing really well. There we go, just zoom in a little bit. So this is my Asphalt male, het for clown, het for pied, and that's the 7th and final snake that arrived in the shipment from the USA. But I do have one additional snake to show you. I did get 8 snakes as part of that deal. I actually managed to acquire a snake from ARP at the same time. That's a long story, but let me show you that final snake. And here he is. Again, I think you guys have seen this before, you will remember. Again, another snake that's growing really fast. This is a male, and this is apparently just a pied. The original parent stock of pieds came from Justin Kobelka 10 years ago now into ARP's collection, and he's been working with them since then and constantly trying to clean up and brighten his pieds. And this year there was a clutch of 8 pieds with 2 of these guys, these really bright looking pieds in the clutch. The rest were just good examples of pieds, quite light, but you can see that this guy here has multicolored saddles. He's got the orange saddle here and the brownish orange saddle here with the smiley on there. He's got the scribbly pattern. He's got the very bright orange tail, and on the sides here you can see how far down the pattern goes on the pied animals, almost down to the belly. But you can see that the head is extremely dark, so very reminiscent of both Orange Dream and Yellow Belly pieds, but we don't believe there's Orange Dream and Yellow Belly in this guy. It could be that it's Gene X, but we're also not sure whether Gene X is actually a gene or whether it's just a trait. But the head is very dark, and you can see on the neck that he has this silvery gunmetal pattern on the neck, and so we think there might be leopard in this guy too, and that would explain the scribbly pattern on the pied. But leopard pieds tend to be very high white, and this is a medium to low white example. Plenty of pattern on this guy, so we don't actually know what he is. I do have pieds in my collection that I can put into next year, so we'll be working with this guy to try and find out. So this is apparently just a pied, but I think most of you would agree that he's not just any old pied. He is a very bright orange looking example, so we'll be working with this guy to see what we can produce from him. So that's the last of the 8 snakes, and this was produced by Arwin at ARP Constrictors. And okay guys, you can see the snakes are doing extremely well, and the red striped clown in particular, a little bit off with my guess at the weight there. She's actually very close to breeding size now, but I don't think she's quite old enough. We'll hold off a little while longer and maybe attempt to breed her at the beginning of next season. You can see all the snakes are doing extremely well. I'm particularly pleased with the Desert Ghost male that had the eye infection. You'll see that he's recovered completely. He's growing quite nicely now, and he's looking awesome. Okay guys, don't forget to share, like and subscribe. I know in many places we're starting to introduce a few more freedoms back into our lives after this lockdown period. Just make sure you stay safe and observe the regulations laid out by the authorities. Remember, it's not just for you that you do these things, it's for everybody else in the community that you might inadvertently spread the virus to. So please stay safe, please stay vigilant, don't let your guard down, and all being well, safe and sound, we'll see you next time.